Okay, let's go on to our third episode of Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Now, I have no idea who's watching these videos, but I hope you guys are enjoying watching it as much as I am having fun playing it. Is that even grammatically correct? I don't even know. But it's pretty late now here down in the Gold Coast, so we probably won't be playing too much today. But let's see what's going on. Alright, I don't even remember what we were doing the last time, if I'm being honest. Okay, looks like we have a couple of quests. Let's see. Alright, what does Hello fucking Kitty want? Cup flower. Alright, let's talk to Kitty. Ooh. Wait, have I not made that yet? I guess not. Pineapple and flour. I'm pretty sure I have those. Let's do it. If I'm being honest, so far this game is like a 6 out of 10 for me. Mainly because, okay, the graphics are great, I like the characters, but I guess the storyline is just not very enticing. And just cute graphics alone is not enough, you know, to keep me wanting to play more, which is why I'm taking so long to upload these. I'm taking so much time in between to upload these episodes, right? Because I just don't like playing them that much. Like, it's okay. I'm not mad, but yeah, definitely not my favorite. Not action-packed enough, but you know, what was I expecting, right? This is not Zelda. So, this game to me is meant to be like a Friday evening, relax kind of game. You're bored, you have nothing to do, you want to just relax and, you know, do something. This is the game for you. So, yeah, it is Friday night. Just came back from dinner about like an hour ago. Watched a little bit of, what's the show I'm watching? Morning Wars, if you guys know Morning Wars. It's on Apple TV. It's basically about how a giant broadcasting network, an American broadcasting network basically, gets taken down because, or not taken down, but like it has to deal with a lot because one of their main anchors was basically got caught for sexual harassment. Yeah. So it talks about how the news agency, the broadcasting station, handles the entire scenario and the implications, of course, on all of the people who work there and the people who are closest to him. So the main character is this guy called... Actually, no, the main character is Alex Levy, who is played by Jennifer Aniston. If you guys know Jennifer Aniston, love Jen Ann. And then her partner is Steve Carell. So yeah, I'm not gonna spoil too much of it for you guys. I have really been liking it so far, so if you can, go and check it out. I must say, so far my experience with shows on Apple TV has been extremely positive. So Morning Wars is the second show I've watched. The first one being, what's it called? Slipped my mind now. Severance. You guys, most of you would know Severance. Severance is like the most popular, one of the most popular shows on Apple TV. Severance is really good. It really, so if you guys don't know Severance, it's basically about humans in the not so distant future being able to sever their consciousness, hence the term severance, into their working lives and their regular lives. So they essentially figure out, they sever themselves in order to achieve the ultimate work-life balance, right? Because now you're conscious when you're at work, and your consciousness while you're outside of work have no idea each other exists. So it's almost as if it's two people living the same life, even though it's one person. So the trigger, like how the consciousness switches in and out, is the lift in the office. So every time it's like you go to your office, you tap your work badge, and you go upstairs, right, to your office. So once you tap your badge, your consciousness basically your consciousness switches over to the one that has been tuned for work. And then when you leave the office, you come down the lift, it tunes back to your regular consciousness. So pretty interesting concept, simply because I mean, to me it seems like it is extremely likely that something like that could potentially, you know, befall the human race in the next maybe, I don't know, 50 to 70 years. I don't know, but what do you guys think? Like, if you had the option to do that, to sever your consciousness into two parts, basically, work and regular life, would you guys do it? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I don't know if I would do it, because most humans at least, spend 8 hours a day, 5 days a week at work. So it's a huge proportion of your life that you're spending at work. So you're basically erasing almost 30% of your life. You have no idea what's going on 30% of the time. And I'm not sure if that's something that I personally can live with. And also, I think if you enjoy your work, you wouldn't feel the need to want to, you know, sever your consciousness. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, about Morning Wars. So basically, it talks about the news network and how they try and recover from the person's sex scandal, basically. And yeah, so it really dives deep into how large corporations tackle these kinds of scandals, right? And how much things get hidden just because you have money. And I'm no expert on any of these, but like, it really highlights to you the downsides of capitalism. So basically, whoever has the most money always wins, because they use money to cover up every single thing. And basically, people who have the money always have the power. So yeah, it's a little bit confronting, quite interesting. Can be a little bit heavy for those of you who, you know, are not so interested in, because it does contain content on like suicide, death, drug use, and all that kind of stuff. So if that's a bit heavy for you, this is a warning, okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. But yeah. Lol, we're playing Hello Kitty and talking about suicide and drugs. The irony. Okay. What the fuck am I doing? Like, literally, what the fuck am I doing? What's happening here? Oh, okay. What's this? Oh yeah, I still can't do those, damn it. Talk to... Wait, where is he? Where is... Alright, let's go talk to... Pochaco? I can never remember his name. Pochaco? Pocacho? What? Picasso? I don't know. I think it's Pochaco. Also, I wanted to say, how many of you guys have played Stardew Valley and is it Dreamlight Valley, the Disney one? Yeah, I think it's Dreamlight something, Dreamlight Valley maybe. I can't remember right now. But I've been wanting to start those two games, but I have this nasty habit of playing one game for a little bit, getting bored, and then moving on to another and never completing it. So this one is a really good example. But also because I find this game not the most interesting, right? So I don't know, I've been thinking about starting Stardew Valley or Dreamlight Valley, if that's what it's called. Can't remember. Ew, I'm all warmed up. Yes. But yeah. Oh, what the fuck? I have to chase after him? It's crazy. Yeah, but I've been thinking of starting those games, so if you guys are interested in watching, let me know. Oh, did it end already? What? That was quick. Oh, keep going. There we go. Alright, he's not that fast. Oh yeah, if you guys have other games to recommend, please feel free to let me know. I was playing, what's the name of that game? Cyberpunk on my partner's Steam, which is why I can't play it here. I actually really love Cyberpunk. It's exactly the kind of game that I enjoy playing, where you just run around, fuck shit up. It's mission based, it's open world. But yeah, those are the kind of games that I like playing. So if anybody has any recommendations on what else I should play, please let me know. I've done Grand Theft Auto, so please ask me to play that. But anything along those lines would be amazing. Yeah, which is why I like Zelda as well too, right? Because Zelda is open world, and I get to roam around and do random things. Oh shit! Should probably follow him. Okay. Open that chest later if I can remember. But yeah, I just love doing missions and quests and all those sorts of things. Yeah, that's the kind of game that I like playing, which is why I like Zelda so much. If you guys have played Zelda, the new one, Tears of the Kingdom, not that new to be honest, it's been out for a while now. It's been out for like years now. I only just realized that it's been out for like what, 3 or 4 years the other day, because I was playing it on the TV and my partner was like, why are you still playing this game? Didn't you start it like a couple years ago? And I was like, no you're not, you're fucking lying. And I googled when Tears of the Kingdom was released, and holy shit, it was released like 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, oh my god, I didn't even realize I've been playing it for that long. But yeah, I've just, not just, but like I've gotten all 4 companions now. So Tulin, what are the names? Tulin, the Thunder Girl, the Rock Boy, and the Fish Guy. I can't remember their names at the moment, but yeah. Gotten all 4 now, so down to the part where I have to actually go and fight Ganon. But I've seen videos of Ganon being of people fighting Ganon in on YouTube, right? And it looks pretty fucking scary if I'm being honest, so I'm a little bit scared. In the first Breath of the Wild, I remember the final boss fight when you took on Ganon not being extremely challenging. So, but when I watched the videos of the boss fight in Tears of the Kingdom, because you're fighting Ganondorf, right? Like the guy who's from Gerudo, the only male. Because he's in that form, he is so freaking strong and buff, and he's fast as well. That's the hard part, when they're fast. Like in Breath of the Wild, it was like a big Ganon was like a big creature or whatever it was that he was, right? So he was really easy to hit because he's big, a lot of surface area. You could just shoot and he would just get hit. But this one, I don't know, man. So I've been putting it off and just doing loads of side quests in the meantime. Yeah. Where the hell is he going? Like, literally, what are we doing? I don't understand. This game wasn't cheap either, you know? Like, I bought it for $90, but I think it was because I bought the version with DLC, like downloadable content. And embarrassingly enough, I don't even know what the DLC is. Hey, I'm gonna catch the guy. Ah, fuck. I wanted to catch the turtle, but whatever. Yeah, embarrassingly enough, I don't know what the DLC is. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, I've no idea who's watching these videos, but I'll be interested to find out what other games people out there are playing. So if any recommendations at all, please feel free to swing them my way. I would love to hear. I am a huge fan of horror games, but I must say that I'm a wuss. Like, I scream when I play horror games, so probably not the best thing to record. I don't know. Oh yay, done. Let's give him something. What do we have? Let's give him some tofu. Nice. What else does he have for me? Oh wow. Maybe next time. Oh. I need to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. What's that from? Okay, where are we? But yeah, and I have this problem, I'm sure many other people have it as well, where if I play a certain game, I think it's first player, first player POV, where it's as though you are in the game and you're moving around. So not like this is third person POV, right? First person, when you're playing as first person in the game. So it's as if you are literally in the game and you're looking around. I get pretty bad motion sickness when I play games like those. There was one horror game that my partner and I were playing the other day. I can't remember what it's called right now. I think it was something along the lines of like, I remember we had to do an autopsy of a dead body. Is it something Jane Doe? I can't remember, but basically we were like a forensic scientist and we had to do an autopsy, and it's basically a haunted game, and then the body comes alive, blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff, right? Oh my god, I watched it. I played it for maybe like, I don't even know, couple minutes, and I got really dizzy and I had to stop. So games like Fortnite, right? Those really fuck me up. But yeah, maybe it's an age thing. Maybe I'm getting old. All right, Kuromi. Wasn't Kuromi like sleeping just now? Oh, there he is. Oh my god, so cute. Look at him. What is going on? Kuromi? Lol, new friends. Took a nap while I was waiting. Classic. Yay. Quest discovered crystal vacay. Nice. Let's see. Still can't do these, I guess. This one, nah, can't do that. Sugar kelp cakes. Still am not sure how to make a sugar kelp cake. And is it just me or does it not give you ingredients? Oh yeah, see? Oh, it's asking me to experiment. Ah. Give Cinnamoroll lots of gifts this week. Okay. Where is Cinnamoroll? Okay. What's happening here? Ooh. Ooh, nice. Whoa. Okay, like, see, this scene right here looks so Animal Crossing, doesn't it? Nice. Ooh, so cute. Good. What does he want? Okay. It's so funny how you have to put hats on these little things. Lemon fruit hat, that's so cute. Mushrooms, I guess? Nice. Yay! Nice, okay. What was I gonna do? Eh? Oh. Oh yeah, I was looking for Singaporean. Where the hell is Singaporean? He doesn't show up on the map, does he? He kind of just shows up randomly, huh? Nah, I'm just gonna... Still have no idea how to give him his gift. Like, am I missing something? Well, I guess this is... Finding them is part of this quest. Deserted boat. Where the hell is deserted boat? I guess I haven't even unlocked it. See, this is what I mean by... I'm so confused. This game is a little bit confusing for me. Like, am I dumb? Maybe I'm dumb. Like... Okay, you know what? Let's just do this one. Let's go to Kuromi, okay? Collect them all. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's go to Kuromi for now. Oh, cute. That's pretty good. Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to say, again, no idea who's watching this. If you're new here, hi. My name is Olivia. My friends in Singapore call me Ollie. Friends in Australia call me Liv. So, call me whatever, whatever you like, whatever you prefer. Doesn't really bother me. But yeah, I live in Australia now. So I'm what am I saying? Born and raised in Singapore. Live in Australia right now because oh, he's here. Need your help. Oh, let's give him a gift. What? Ah, okay, never mind. No, I'm born and raised in Singapore, and lived there my entire life. Moved to Australia about a year ago. And the reason why I moved here is because in 2019, my family and we went on a family vacation to Perth. And when I was in Perth, I basically fell in love with this country. I was like, oh my god, this country is beautiful. Ah, fuck no. I catch a crab. Yeah, came to Perth, went to Perth in 2019. Really enjoyed myself there, and couldn't help but think, you know what would my life be like if I moved here? So in 2019, I made a decision to want to move here, and get my PR, and I had been working on that goal for like 5 years. Then in 2023, I landed a job with an Australian company, and then I started working for them in 2023. 2023? No. Sorry, started working for them in August 2022. Worked for them for about a year and a half. Then a year and a half after I started working for them, I told them that I really wanted to move to Australia, and it had always been my dream to move. And I basically, begged my chief revenue officer to move me, and he said yes. So here I am in Australia, currently on a work visa with this company. So this company basically sponsored my visa, which is amazing, which is great. I will be eternally grateful. And hopefully in February next year, I will be able to get my PR. So yeah, that's the story. But yeah, when I first moved to so I'm on the Gold Coast now. I just moved here about a couple months back. But when I first moved to Australia, I moved to Melbourne. and I spent about a year in Melbourne, and throughout the entire year I was still like visiting the Gold Coast on and off quite frequently and traveling quite a lot with my partner as well, because he travels a lot for work. So sometimes I just go along with him, and I work remotely as well. So wherever he goes, I'm very lucky. I can just kind of follow him and just work from wherever we are. But yeah, I lived in Melbourne for a year. Decided that I didn't really enjoy Melbourne that much. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Melbourne, but first of all, the weather really sucks. Like, they really do experience 4 seasons in a day. One moment is hot and sunny, next it's blustering, like the wind is crazy, and then a while later it's raining, and then once it even started hailing, okay, like ice dropping from the sky. So yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the whole, 4 seasons in one day kind of situation. And also, I think the area that I was living in, I didn't really pick a good area. So I lived in this area called Maidstone. It was... The only reason why I picked it was because for what I was paying for rent, I was paying $315 a week. They do rent in weeks here. $315 a week, and it was a room in a 2-story townhouse. Oh, I don't have enough. Okay. In a 2-story townhouse that had 3 bedrooms on the 2nd floor. So out of the 3 bedrooms, one was an ensuite, and then there were 2 other common rooms. And on the 1st floor is like your kitchen, living room, all that kind of stuff. And there was a study on the 1st floor as well. So because of the nature of my work, I work fully remotely for a tech company. So I was spending a lot of time at home. So I told myself that I wanted to find a place that I wanted to find a bigger house basically, because I was spending pretty much 75% of my time at home, right? I have no office to go to. I didn't have a car at that point in time, so I could only travel like to places that were quite close by and weren't too far away. So I decided that I wanted to get a bigger place. So for the amount that I was paying, I probably could have gotten somewhere closer to the city, but in a much smaller apartment. So it would have been like an apartment, like a condo in Singapore, rather than a house. So, but because of the area that I was in, accompanied by the fact that I didn't have a car, and of course I recognize that this is all like my own mistake, right? I should have done more research, but I felt a bit like a prisoner in my own home. Like, even on the weekends when I wanted to go out with my friends or just go and visit somewhere, without a car in Melbourne, if you're taking public transport, you can take easily up to 2 hours, anywhere between 90 minutes to 2 hours to get anywhere, okay? And then of course, the buses are not very reliable. Sometimes most of the times they're late. Yeah, so my experience in Melbourne was just not great. And also for some reason, I felt really unsafe in Melbourne. Yeah, just felt really unsafe. But you know what? You might say it's because I come from Singapore, right? Singapore is literally one of the safest countries in the world. So I'm spoiled. I admit it, right? I'm spoiled by Singapore's everything I've been provided in Singapore. But yeah, so didn't feel safe, didn't like the weather, and also in Melbourne, at least based on my experience, people there spend a lot of time going to restaurants and bars and drinking and eating and all those sort of things, which is very similar to what we can do in Singapore. So I just kind of felt like, I didn't move all the way to another country to do the same things as I did in Singapore, right? And then I discussed with my partner. So my partner's from the Gold Coast. His family still lives here. He doesn't live here though. He spends most of his time in Singapore and in Southeast Asia, where his clients are. But yeah, basically we discussed it, and we decided that it was best for me to move into his mom's place on the Gold Coast, because she lives all by herself in like this huge house, like a 2-story two-story house. There's literally 4 bedrooms on the second floor. The first floor is massive. She has a pool in her backyard. They have a garage and like 3 living rooms, and she's all alone with like a dog and a cat. So it was kind of a win-win situation. She would have company, and I would be able to, you know, have someone to be with. And they have a car here. We can drive, and the weather here is significantly better as well. It's a lot more predictable. It's warmer as well. It's somewhere in between Melbourne and Singapore, I would say. It's obviously not as humid as Singapore, but then again, how many places are as humid as Singapore? But yeah, not as cold in winter. Melbourne winter is pretty brutal, if I'm being honest. It can get down to like 0 degrees sometimes in the middle of the night. Very fucking awful. But here, not so much. Here, I think the lowest we get down to is maybe 5, and that's like that happens very rarely. But most times throughout the year, the Gold Coast is nice and warm and sunny, and it's literally blue skies pretty much every single day. It's nice and warm. Oh, I actually have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. This is what happens when you don't read instructions, guys. Oh. But yeah, so... Oh. But yeah, that's the story, I guess, of how I'm here. If you guys are interested to find out more about why I left Singapore, apart from, you know, Australia being a beautiful country, if you guys want to find out more and you want to know more about what kind of visa I'm on and what kind of visas are available to Singaporeans, I've uploaded 2 videos on my channel explaining every single thing. So feel free to check those out. Yeah. Wow, literally, what the fuck is going on? And if you're curious to know what I do for work, I work for an Australian tech company. So I'm on the sales team, which means I sell software basically to people who need it, to other businesses who need it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. And it's great. It's literally the best job I've ever had. I calculated the other day. I've been working for like what about 6.5 years now, and this is my 4th company. 4 companies in 6. That's actually quite a lot, huh? But yeah, it is hands down the best company that I've ever worked for. And for a few reasons. First of all, we are fully, and I mean fully remote, 100%. Oh. Wow. Yeah, we are 100% remote, which means I literally have not gone into the office in 3.5 years, which is amazing. I love it. Yeah, and because it's an Australian company, I find that the culture and everything here is a lot more relaxed compared to working in Singapore. Like, the hierarchy and everything feels just so incredibly flat. Yeah, which is exactly what I like. If you guys know me in person, you would know that I am an extremely unserious person. Down, up, up, down. Okay. I'm an extremely unserious person, okay? I like to... Down, up, down. Hold on, let god. It's the same logic. Oh, she didn't do it for me. Oh, nice. Let's just let her do it then. Yeah, I can be quite an unserious person. I like to make a fool of myself and just, do and say shit and just have a good laugh. So yeah, working for an Australian company, I get to do that a lot. I get to be pretty much myself 100%. Almost 100% at least. You can never be 100% yourself at work, but close enough. So, not bad about that. Colleagues are pretty good. Again, fully remote. Pay is fantastic. When you work in tech sales, the pay is amazing. And yeah, literally no complaints. I have zero complaints about this job whatsoever, which is why I've been with them the longest ever since I've started work. But yeah, I've been trying to, on my own social media, I've been trying to talk about tech sales a lot more, because being in tech sales has literally changed my life 180 degrees, right? It's turned my life around. Can we ask her to do it? This is hard. Yes. When I graduated from university, right? So I studied accounting in university, which was absolutely fucking boring, at least to me. Okay, at least to me. I had an awful time. I dreaded going to school, hated what I was studying. And then when I graduated, I went to work for a big US MNC, and I was part of the I went to work for a large US MNC. What the hell? What the actual fuck? What's going on? Anyways, work for a large US MNC, was part of like their management training program. If you guys are familiar with management training programs, they are like 2-year programs where you rotate to different divisions every 6 months. That's usually how it works. So I was in the program. It was a specifically finance management training program. So I rotated to 4 different businesses and finance divisions over the course of 2 years. And I, again, absolutely detested what I was doing. Okay, like, it was just a lot of number crunching. That's one. Number crunching, and bosses were awful. Bosses were awful. A lot of number crunching, just sitting behind a desk, staring at Excel sheets day after day. So it was so not my thing at all. And then in the last 6 months of my job, I was really unlucky. I got allocated to this boss, this guy. I still remember his name. His name is, let's call him Mr. H. Okay, Mr. H was absolutely awful to me, and this was during I got assigned to him in the peak of COVID, right? So we were all working from home at that point in time. Oh, didn't see that. So I've actually never met him in person. But it was awful because he was just such an incompetent manager. Okay, so extremely incompetent. And once he yelled at me in front of another colleague in an online meeting. So the context is he had asked me to ask colleague A for some information, all right? So I messaged colleague A on Teams and I asked him about it. And then once I got the answer from colleague A, I then messaged Mr. H to tell him, hey, I've spoken to colleague A, he said this is this, right? And I don't know, maybe it was, my fault. I should have known better, but Mr. H didn't respond to my message. And then literally like 10 minutes later, he pulls me into a call with colleague A, whom I had just spoken to, right? So I went into the call and I was like, oh, okay, what are we talking about? Like, what is this call about? And then Mr. H proceeds to ask colleague A for the exact same information that colleague A had just given me. So I was like, oh, okay, and I remember saying on the call, I was like, oh, Mr. A, I'd actually sent you a message, I told you, I've given you the information about like 15 minutes ago. I sent you a message about this. So I told him I've gotten the update from colleague A already. Like we don't have to be on this call. And then immediately he basically shouts at me in front of colleague A. So colleague A is a really nice guy. He was like relatively young as well. Like he wasn't too many years older than me, but he shouts at me in front of colleague A, saying like, Olivia, you need to tell me, we are a team. How can you not tell me these sorts of things? And just like yelling at me in front of colleague, and I was so shocked. I was like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, he yelled at me. Luckily, colleague A is a really nice guy. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, sorry, he was so sorry that happened to you. That was so awful, but don't worry about it. It's not a big deal at all. And it wasn't even like super important information or anything like that. It was just, I don't know, something that we were working on together. But yeah, so during my last 6 months, awful time. I remember multiple times while working from home because of COVID, going to the bathroom to cry and then coming out to continue working. That's how awful of an experience it was. So I finished the program and I basically resigned because I was like, you know what, this job is fucking awful. The management team here is fucking awful. The pay was decently good. I'll be completely transparent with you guys. They paid me 4.2k as a fresh graduate. So right out of university, I got 4.2k, which was above average for people with my degree, right? So pay was decently good. The office was quite near me, but I was like, you know what? This fucking sucks. Like no amount of money could make me sit here and take this shit from all these people. So yeah, resigned and then started looking for a new job. So when I was looking for a new job, I saw a software company that was hiring for a business development person. And at that point in time, I was quite interested in business development. I was like, ooh, sounds quite interesting. Sounds like something that I could do, because I looked at the job description and it was like, oh, calling customers, speaking to customers, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like something that I could potentially do, right? So I applied for the business development job at this software company. But after I applied, jokes on me, the hiring manager gave me a call and was like, oh, you know what? Sorry, we actually aren't hiring for this business development role anymore, but we think you'd be a much better fit as a finance analyst in this company. And I was like, oh my god, not a fucking gay finance one more time. But at that point in time, I had already resigned. I was desperate, I guess, enough to find a role, because back then I was still quite young-ish. How old was I? This was end of 2020, so I would have been, I just turned 24, young-ish, not that young, but very early on in my career. Had no idea what I wanted to do, just knew that I needed money to pay the bills. So I was like, you know what, I'll just take it for now. So I took that job and then back again in the finance team, but this time for a much smaller company. I was, the company had like 50 people. But yeah, so in this company, I guess I would say it was definitely much better in terms of from a work-life balance perspective. That's one. but I still really disliked what I was doing because again, still in finance, which is awful. Oh, was I supposed to switch that on? Let's leave that on. Yeah, okay, much better. Yeah, so still really hated it. Then worked there for about a year and unfortunately got retrenched, which was really unlucky. So that was the first time that I ever got retrenched. Which getting retrenched, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it, but it's quite an interesting experience. And also at that point in time, still COVID times, or at least we work kind of like hybrid or something like that. I can't remember, but basically we had a finance call every Friday morning. So one Friday I went into the call thinking it was just gonna be our usual like finance related things, and then the CEO was like, hey, we wanted to use this call today to let you know that you're actually getting retrenched due to some restructuring that we're doing in the business, so we're going to have to let you go. And I remember being shocked enough to, I didn't cry on the call, but like I cried, I think, right after I hung up. And it was so funny because I was working from the gym because we work remotely some days, right? So I was in the gym in the office. I need to switch on the lights. I was in the gym in the office of our gym, and I just started crying while sitting in the office. And then my friends were like, what the actual fuck is going on? But yeah, so that was an interesting story, I guess. But yeah, if you've never gotten entrenched, wouldn't recommend it. But you know, that's how life is, right? If it happens, it happens. You just pick yourself up and you just move on. So got retrenched, and then obviously was looking for a job. So while I was looking for a job, one day I was again at the gym, speaking to one of my friends. Her name is Joanne. And Joanne, I was telling her about how I was retrenched, looking for a job, and Joanne was like, "Oh my god, I know somebody who's hiring for a salesperson to sell gym equipment." And at that point in time, I was like, "What the fuck, salesperson to sell gym equipment?" Okay, but again, because of my situation, I was at that point I was renting, so I moved out of my parents' place. So I had to pay rent. So I needed some sort of income in order to pay rent, right? So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna give it a go. You know, no harm, no foul. You never try, you never know. That's my motto in life. Gave it a crack. Got the job. And started working for this company. You guys might know it because how many companies sell gym equipment? It's called Techno Gym. So Techno Gym is a luxury Italian gym equipment brand. They sponsor Ferrari in F1. So if you look at the Ferrari cars in F1, they all have the Techno Gym logo on them, which is pretty cool. So it was actually quite a good brand to work for. But the story behind this company is that Techno Gym in Singapore operates under a distributorship. So operating under distributorship just means that the actual Techno Gym company doesn't operate in Singapore. Another company sets up their operations there, and then Techno Gym basically sells the equipment to this Singapore company, and then the Singapore company resells it to the customers here. So Techno Gym doesn't sell directly to the customer. So we're kind of like the middleman. Okay, that's what distributorship basically is. So Techno Gym is a big brand, but the distributor company themselves, they were a brand new company. So again, kind of like a startup. There was literally like 10 people in the business, all right? And the pay again was awful. And as salespeople, we have commissions, right? The commission structure was absolutely dog shit as well. Like, they offered me $3,000 as a base salary. Okay, so I went from 4,002 to $3,500 in the software company that I got retrenched from to $3,000. I took 2 pay cuts. Okay, and then in terms of commission, they were paying me, I can't remember, like a percentage of the sales that I was making every single month. But here's the catch. The catch is the first $50,000 of sales that I made every month were non-commissionable. first $50,000 non-commissionable. So if you sold $50,000 worth of equipment in that month, you basically get nothing. Yep, so pretty fucking awful if I'm being honest. So I was basically only making $3,000 every single month. And if you guys know Singapore, we have CPF, right? Which is like our version of like a pension. So the pension takes away 20% of our gross pay and puts it into like compulsory savings. So you can't touch that. So every month I only get 80% of my gross salary. So 80% of $3,000 is 2.4. And then I was paying rent and all that kind of stuff. It was hard for me to save. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So did that for 7 months. Again, pay was awful. And then I was extremely blessed and lucky that the Australian company that I'm now working for decided to set up shop in Singapore and was hiring their first batch of salespeople in Singapore. So I decided to I was gonna say audition, interview for the role, and yay, I got the role, and I've been there ever since. So that's just a little ramble about my job history. But basically, when I went from the gym equipment company to my current company, I had a pay bump of 60% in my base. No, sorry, 40 pay bump of 40% of the base salary. So base salary went from $3,000 to $5,000. My new base salary was $5,000. And on top of that $5,000, because we are salespeople, we had commissions as well. So I think on average, in my first year working with this tech company, I was making an average of $8,500 every single month. So I literally went from $3,000 to $8,500. So that's like what, two and a half times. But yeah, so I've been very lucky. I will be eternally grateful for this job that I have. Yeah, it's been amazing ever since. If you guys want to find out more about how you could land a role like mine, please let me know, or check out my Instagram. It's Oli Olives, OLIOLIVES. It's linked in the YouTube description as well. I talk a lot more about what I do in tech sales, how you could land a role as a junior salesperson in tech sales, and how much these people actually earn. So yeah, it changed my life, and you know, I'm a fan of sharing good things with other people. If something's good happened to me, I want to share it with other people so that good things can happen to you too. So yeah, feel free to slide into my DMs. I'm always happy to talk about things that are good for other people. Okay. What the fuck are we doing? What is this top hat? Oh. Okay, it feels like we've unlocked quite a big part. Let me pick up this guy. Alright, I need to sneeze again. Okay. I think that's enough for now. Let's hit save. Oh, what time is it? I don't even know. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching today's episode. And thanks for listening to my rambles. Again, socials linked in my description. If you guys are interested to find out what I do for work and want to understand how you could potentially change your life or turn your life around by venturing to tech sales, feel free to follow me on Instagram. I talk a lot about how to become an SDR, a sales development rep, which is the junior sales role in tech sales, and how much these people get paid. I also give out free tech sales specific resumes on my Instagram, in my Instagram bio, so feel free to check it out there. See you guys in the next one.